Today, we're going to talk about something really powerful. The idea that a simple daily habit, something you can start literally tonight, could be the key to unlocking some truly profound changes in your life. So let's really dig into this, right? I want you to think about this for a second. What if all those answers you've been looking for, that personal growth you're really hoping for, what if it's not out there somewhere? What if it's actually hiding right inside your own mind, just waiting for you to find it by just looking at your day a little differently? Now, to actually do that, you need some kind of framework, a system. And the one we're going to explore together is called the brain activation principle. It sounds kind of fancy, but it's actually a deceptively simple method for taking everything that happens to you each day and turning it into fuel for your own growth. So what is it, really? Well, at its core, it's basically a structured chat with yourself at the end of the day. Instead of just letting all your experiences just kind of wash over you and disappear, you're actively grabbing them, processing them, you're pulling out the nuggets of wisdom, the practical takeaways, and those incredible aha moments that really push you forward. And it all boils down to just 3 questions. Super simple. First up is the lesson. Just ask yourself, what new piece of information did I actually learn today? Then you move to the insight. This is crucial. It's asking, okay, of all that stuff I learned, what can I actually apply? And finally, the big one, the realization. What was that long-held question, that deep personal puzzle that just finally clicked? Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually work in the real world? Well, let me tell you this incredible story about a woman named Hung. Her story is amazing because her massive physical breakthrough didn't start in a gym. It started entirely inside her head. So when Hung first started this workshop, she was completely stuck. She had this limiting belief that was just holding her back. The thought of doing a lot of squats, it felt totally impossible to her. In her own mind, she was convinced she couldn't even do 10. But then, just a few days later, and get this, after she was introduced to these new ideas about our internal barriers, her entire reality shifted. She didn't just do 10 squats, she did 1,000 squats. And she said the 1,000th one felt just as easy as the first. That shift is absolutely staggering. Just let that number sink in for a minute. 1,000. Her muscles didn't magically get that strong in a couple of days. That's not how it works. Her mind did. She shattered a mental barrier that she probably didn't even know was there, a barrier that was literally holding her physical body hostage. So what she really overcame is what we can call the limitation of internal perception. It's that little voice inside your head, the one that says, nope, you can't do that. The voice that draws the lines for us. Once she understood that, she didn't just get physically stronger, she completely rewrote the rules of what was possible for her. And look, this principle isn't just for physical challenges like squats. It's just as powerful, maybe even more so, for healing really deep emotional stuff. So let's take a look at how the same exact idea plays out in another story, the story of Phan Thi Lu. Now, Lu's life, wow. It was filled with what she described as just darkness. She was struggling with severe money problems, health issues. She couldn't sleep at night. And on top of all that, she was carrying this incredibly heavy weight of resentment for her husband and even a profound dislike for her own father. So what she did next was, it was completely unconventional. She didn't try to tackle these problems head on, right? No big confrontational conversations, no trying to force anything to change. Instead, she just listened. She listened to audio teachings about inner understanding and wisdom, and she'd often just fall asleep with them playing. And what happened was this quiet, internal miracle. Without a single fight, without a single confrontation, her feelings just started to shift. She actually said, I found I loved my father more. I felt more gratitude and respect for my husband. That deep-seated resentment, it just dissolved. So you're probably wondering, how on earth does that happen, right? How can just listening to something create such a massive emotional change? The answer is just beautiful, and it's so simple. It's called the principle of light. Okay, think about a dark room. You can't go in there with a shovel and try to scoop the darkness out, can you? You can't fight it or push it away. The only way to get rid of the darkness is to turn on a light. And it's the exact same principle for our inner world. And here's how to picture the difference. Fighting darkness is exhausting, isn't it? It means you're trying to tackle every single problem, every bit of resentment, every fear, one by one. But bringing in light is totally different. It means you just focus on building up the good stuff, gratitude, wisdom, compassion, and the negative stuff, the darkness, it just fades away on its own. And that is exactly what happened with Lou. She didn't go to war with her resentment. She just filled her mind with light. In her case, these teachings. And those teachings cultivated gratitude. And you see, gratitude is the light that simply makes the shadow of resentment disappear. There's just no room for it anymore. So the big question is, how do you use this? How can you apply this in your own life, like starting tonight? Well, it all circles back to that simple daily practice we talked about at the very beginning. It's your way of systematically turning on more lights in your own life. So tonight, before you hit the pillow, just ask yourself these 3 things. 1, what was my lesson today? What's one new thing I learned? 2, what is my insight for tomorrow? How can I actually put that lesson to use? And 3, what was my realization? That aha moment where everything just shifted. And please know, this is so much more than just a mental exercise or some journal prompt. This is an active tool for transformation. Every single day you do this, you are consciously choosing to flip on another light switch inside your mind. You're choosing to focus on growth, on wisdom, and you are literally rewriting the internal reality that shapes your entire life. So I'm going to leave you with this question. What new lesson, what new insight, or what incredible realization is waiting for you in the things that happened today? What new light is just sitting there, waiting for you to notice it and flip the switch? The power to find out? Well, that's entirely in your hands.